And thank God, indeed, it's a Friday. Wow. What a way to start the show. Of course, music coming in from the man Fameye. Oh, and I love tribute or paying tribute to the man of Comfort Kwade because most definitely, I mean, when it comes to Peter, his sound, it resonates like that of Comfort Kwade. So yeah, Dream. I don't know the title of the song. What's the title of the song, guys? But I just love the song. I mean, this is my first time even, listening to the song or seeing the video and all that. Did you just say certified? Is it certified? Certified, okay, fantastic. Fortified, oh, I beg your pardon, fortified. Nice music, nice music. I love it for coming in from Famille, and I know you guys love it too as well. Wow, it's the 25th of April, 2025. You're welcome to the biggest morning show. This is the AM Club. We're coming to you live from MX24 Studios at Oleander Street, East Legon, Accra. Our mission is quite simple. Yes, as we usually do, amplify, inform, inspire you with a fun, fearless, and fact-driven on-air experience. Yes, we kick off with some inspiration, a time for us to, inspire you this beautiful morning. And then look out for Coffee Daily. We recap everything that has been trending for the past 24 hours. For our big conversation, we are discussing the advocacy for the boy child. We will explore the mental health of boys and ways we can empower and support them in today's society. It's very, very crucial. I've got one favorite good colleague of mine who's going to be passing through, so your guess is as good as mine. Why don't you just stick and stay to find out? And on the plot, we're throwing the spotlight on Junction Aerobics. Yes, it's time again to get into some exercise for that matter. Yeah, I know some of you don't exercise at all. You don't exercise at all. So Junction Aerobics, they'll be coming through to let us know how tomorrow is going to look like. Yep. Remember, you are part of this show, so join us online. The hashtag is hashtag the AM Club. Our handles are at MX24GH on every single platform. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is MX24GH. Follow MX24 on Ayoba. Join the MX24 channel for updates or send us your messages via our Ayoba number. That's 059-229-2746. Kindly visit the MX24 app to catch up on all the fun, the excitement of the AM Club shows featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you cannot afford to miss. All right, most definitely. You can also reach us via our WhatsApp number, that's 055-033-1511. Send in your comments and your reactions to everything that we cover right here on the show. My daily dose of Vim. Let's get into it. I am elated this morning right from this. This is faith right there. And yes. What do you do when you get disappointed? And sometimes, as Christians, what do we do when we are asking God for a particular thing? And not like he doesn't do it, but he's doing something else, or he doesn't give you what you're asking for. What do you do? Sometimes the opportunities that present themselves are not really the obvious. That should sink in, because life is definitely full of disappointments, failures, and setbacks. But none of these things can permanently stop you. You have that power. If you're going to rise up this morning and say to yourself, because I'm not going to be saying this just because I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to my soul. So if you're out there and you take it, well, good for you. The thing here is, we're always going to wake up and life is going to throw itself to us. We are always going to wake up and something that you just didn't expect to happen is going to happen. We've all been in that situation before. It's not gonna stop today, it's not gonna stop tomorrow, it's not gonna stop 3 days later, it's not gonna stop next week, it's not gonna stop next month, it's not gonna stop next year. We're all going to wake up one day and things will not go the way we want it to go. Even if you wake up and you're having a full day, have you realized that sometimes you're having a good day because the day is really good, you don't count anything that might have gone wrong that day. But trust me, out of the good day, one thing would definitely go wrong. But it's just because there are a lot of things that are going in right for that particular day, so you get to overlook that particular one thing that is not good or didn't go right. But hey, I love what this man just said. I love what the message of the video just put across. This is what is called faith. Because when you are asking for something and you don't get it and you get disappointed, question here is, what are you going to be doing? How do you react after you are disappointed? Answer is, get over it. Now, no one is saying that it's going to be easy getting over it. Who loves disappointments? Nobody. But if you're going to crawl and make sure you jump over it at the end of the day, that is when you've won. Well, that's a wrap for our daily dose of them for today. Time for us to take a quick look at major happenings across the world next, getting straight into Coffee Daily. But before that, let's get into some music. Here it is. It's a global hit. King Promise, vying for the TGMA Artist of the Year. It's coming in. Terminator. Enjoy. Oh man, well, on the 10th of May, we would find out who would be crowned as Artist of the Year. Yeah, we said it's a battle between the kings, huh? Yeah, I look forward to that. I mean, a lot of PR happening. Everybody is talking. Some are saying, well, this is happening, this is happening. I guess it's as good as ours. Why don't we just count down to that? Well, welcome back from that break. This is still the AM Club coming to you live from MX24 Studios, Oleander Street, East Legon, Accra. It's now time for Coffee Daily with Kobby Kyei. Now, let's take a look at what's happening on X and what's trending a whole lot. Charlie, this back and forth with... Well, but hey, guys, before we get into that, let's talk about something we all want, all right? Success. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful. Charlie, when the work gets tough, and I bet you will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days where you need someone to be there for you, Kobby Kyei will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma. That will help kickstart your day. Whether you're working or just creating memories with friends and loved ones, Kobby Kyei will be there with you every moment. So no matter where you are, as you chase after those goals, keep Kobby Kyei close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Kobby Kyei is with you every single moment. Now, Babatunde. I called you Babatunde this morning.
I guess the Kaftan.
The Kaftan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morning.
Yeah, I thought you called me like rebel leader or something.
Oh right.
Power.
Power to the people.
Oh man, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay, but I just don't understand this back and forth, and people are asking for the Minister of Health to apologize. He's also come to say certain things that, oh, he's the leader of the doctors and whatnot, so please come back to the table, let's work. I'm hearing that I was a bit concerned with patients who had already been admitted at the Tamale Hospital, and we're hearing that as for those who are admitted, they're paying attention to them. But if you are coming in as fresh and new, just know that it's not going to work.
Right.
I did also, I think there are a few patients who were concerned, people who had brought their families or whatnot, you know, who were ill, who were really, really concerned about this whole thing. And the earlier this is resolved, the better. Is it in the case of, because they are not back, are they?
No, as of now, they are not.
They are not back.
They are not, yeah.
There are roundtable discussions that are going on.
So there's been a conversation about that. The management says that they should return. Government also a conversation like it always does. So as to when that conversation is going to be had, what the focus of the conversation is, if it's addressing their concerns or apologizing to the former, to the those involved or those who were at the heart of the conversation yesterday, if that is going to be the focus of the conversation, we do not know yet, and as at when that conversation is going to take place. But as of now, emergency and OPD services do not have doctors at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Very sad. Very, very sad. And the funny thing is, yesterday we saw the health minister, Kwabena Mintakano, go there to donate some things, some items. When
I saw that, the donation.
Yeah. He visited there some days ago, and then things that they were lacking, he provided for them as well.
Not to cut you, are these things some of the things part of the whole list that we saw yesterday?
So I believe so. I believe so. Let's quickly walk through the list. So it's about a tall list of items that the ministry presented. It says Health Ministry presents life-saving equipment to the Tamale Hospital. Some digital spy-jumon, God of mercy. A bowl with a stand, 3 of that. A kickabout bucket, 10 pieces of that. Instrumental cabinet, 3 pieces. A ward screen, 5. Operating lamps, 1. Delivery set, 5 of it. An ECG machine, 1. An emergency resuscitation trolley, 5 of it. A fetal stethoscope, 5. An ambu bag, 5 of it. A nebulizer set, 20. A patient trolley, wheelchair, examination lamp, fetal health detector, ECG machine, a bulb suction, a dragger infant incubator, medicine and consumables, some face masks, assorted suitors, a dragger warmer, dragger resuscitate, some anesthesia machines, voltage stabilizer, a whole lot of it, oxygen concentrator. I know this oxygen concentrator was one of the things that they noted that they lacked. They needed a lot of oxygen concentrators over there. So yeah, a total list of it, roughly about 20, I believe, or more than. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, so clearly it's above 20. Clearly it's above 20. So these are the set of items he presented to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Yeah. Okay. So
is that the new boss?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a listen to it.
This is one of the ICU ventilators, and I'm told that even when the lights are out, they still have some batteries to sustain it for some time. And so I wish and pray that the facility takes good use and good care of the machines so that it benefits the people in the catchment area. I thank you. Oh, fantastic. But they want to be a back check you. So this is a patient monitor, and we have a number of them. And anesthesia machines, incubators, they are all in the car, and they are for the onward distribution to Tamale Teaching Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you. So that was the health minister presenting some items to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Let's see what people are saying under the post. Besmark says, quick question. Were these supposed to go to the Agenda 111 hospitals or they were recently procured? Good question. Ohini Kutabi Kubati says, talk and do, simple. Mr. JSM, the doctors should go back to work fast. Okay. Ministry of Health donating medical equipment to government hospital. Donating or how? Making a spectacle about issues that are part of our core mandate, and they turn around to act as if they are the saint. All these for what? Okay. So I want to know, what be your view on the incidents that have unfolded in the past 2 days? Because I see your, okay, so this is a direct question to the owner of the post. Yeah, I think the big question is the donating part. Are we not supposed to be giving than donating? That is the question. And then the quick mobilization of over 20 equipment. So these are not even like 20 as in quantity, but 20 as in the type of equipment.
Yes. So that's the question. I think what you just read was a very legit question.
Yeah.
Where we're asking how did we get these things in the fastest possible time?
Yeah.
And it's not like we're asking why. It's not like we are not happy that this has happened, but it's more like, okay, so do we have to really wait for certain things to happen before we see certain things getting into place? Meanwhile, these are things that are supposed to be in place already. You get it?
Yeah.
So then, what I'll be expecting, I'll just put this on the side, and what I'll be expecting is that it's not only Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Exactly.
So now, in silence, all the other teaching hospitals or all the other governmental hospitals should be getting what they need as we speak. And it should not be, okay, yes, for accountability's sake, and that the public should know that this is what is happening, it's fair enough for media to know that, okay, this is what is being placed. But as to the word donation.
Exactly. The word
donation.
Problem.
Wow.
Okay, so on his own page, he says, earlier today, I presented essential equipment to the... Okay, so he used presented. He didn't use donated.
Okay, so...
I presented essential equipment to the Tamale Teaching Hospital to support and enhance their services. Every Ghanaian life matters. Under the John Dramani Mahama administration, we will ensure that the neglect of the health sector over the past 8 years is never repeated. Well, let's listen to him. Let's quickly go through what people are saying under the posts. So Dr. Japadia says that 321 pharmacists who have not still been paid, what are you doing about it, Mr. Kando? Because the government has already shown they are interested. Okay. Adi says, when did the minister procure these equipment or the equipment? The Tamale Teaching Hospital is not the only hospital lacking medical equipment. Do it for all the hospitals in Ghana and finish the Agenda 111 as well, if you really mean what you are saying. Okay, so Sikojo says, please visit Ghana East Municipal Hospital, Kwabenya. Hey, the road self will put you off. Okay, B minus, what would those things do without the doctors? Rendering an apology won't change your name, just do it like yesterday. Senior, I think you got it wrong. You should have equipped the facility before media stands. We only understand your action to be a creation of jobs for your party people and leaving others jobless, but not the well-being of the facility. The way and manner you conducted yourself in the hospital yesterday was very terrible. Okay. This is, okay. This one says, please pay us. I believe it's the... Right, Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association, enough is enough. We, the Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association, want to use this communique to register our displeasure on how we are treated. We know that this is not the first time you are getting such a statement from our association, but we are optimistic that this will be the last time. We are over 20,000 nurses and midwives doing a national service across the length and breadth of the country. We play key roles in rendering quality healthcare to the citizens of Ghana, yet we are treated as if we are trivial and our services do not matter. This unjust treatment has drastically taken away the passion we had for the profession, and this poses a great threat in the future. The numerous letters we have written to the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, and Trades Ministry, among others, have by far not been given any attention, and it's so sad. We are in the 11th month of our national service, and we have not received any penny from the government as an allowance. Meanwhile, our colleagues under National Service Authority receive their allowances every month, and the government is not owing them. In less than 2 months, we will be done with our national service, and we have not had our financial clearance yet from the Ministry of Finance. What exactly has rotational nurses and midwives done wrong to be treated this way? Why should nurses and midwives suffer for a whole year before receiving monies they have worked for? Will our stakeholders keep mute if they do not receive their salaries for even 3 months? This is a shame. Furthermore, the National Service Authority has released PIN codes of 18,011 nurses and midwives for the 2025-2026 service year, and we want to plead with them to post our junior colleagues to facilities of their choice. This is necessary considering the financial burden on rotating nurses and midwives having to work for 12 months without an allowance. Hence, posting us anywhere from family and friends will render us incapacitated for the service. We hereby call on this government, led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Finance, the National Service Authority, and all other stakeholders to act swiftly with all urgency to ensure that we get what is due us within this month to receive our, to revive our confidence in this government, signed by Ebenezer Boateng, the President, and co-signed by Mavis Akoto Frimpong, the General Secretary of the Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association. Interesting. Yeah, so when was this released? I think this is what we went through yesterday. So yeah, that is
Okay.
as far as the Tamale Teaching Hospital and then the minister is concerned. There's so much trending in entertainment, in sports. Sure Sedina will come to talk about it. But yeah, that is why the Tamale Teaching Hospital as well as the minister is trending. But in the world of news, Echo Vincent Asafwa
What's happening?
has secured another injunction
Against?
the president.
On?
The suspension of the Chief Justice.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now two injunctions. So the first one was on the process being used by the president. Now the second one is about the suspension, an injunction to suspend the suspension of the president, of the Chief Justice by the president.
But she's suspended as we speak.
Yeah, so he's going to seek more or less like an injunction to revoke the president's
The suspension.
Yeah, the suspension of the suspended Chief Justice.
Are we? Oh wow! I don't know. I don't know how to explain, or I don't know what title to give this,
Right.
or what kind of war this is. Can't we just finish with one thing before?
The other. And if you listen to his argument is clearly stating that, you know what, this is a legal process. This, the removal of the Chief Justice has been taken to the court. So before you make any decision, let's wait for what the court has to say.
Yeah.
Then you go ahead and make the decision. That is his side of the story. But unfortunately, President Mahama suspended the Chief Justice once the Council of State declared or stated that he had enough evidence prima facie against the 3 petitions submitted to the president. So yeah, that is the story.
Well, can't we just wait for the courts to do what they are supposed to do?
But in the last sitting, that was last month, the court suspended or adjourned sitting indefinitely.
Okay.
So I think that if we are to wait for the court, that would mean that we are waiting for an indefinite date of hearing the injunction. And even if that injunction would go through, because mind you, he is seeking an injunction against the processes being used by the president. The courts can decide to either accept that, you know what, there's a fault, or can throw out the case. Now, if the case is thrown out, what is the next line of action? Are we going to see him re-enter another case? Is he going to appeal again? Or what is the line? So it's just right that this is going alongside the court playouts, as and when what happens from court is determined. I mean, if there's any grievance or any address that needs to be done, I think the President and the Council of State can do the due diligence.
Oh.
But that is not all. Kwabna Edubuahin, the former Signals Bureau CEO.
What's happening with the case?
He has also sued the Attorney General for defaming him and his wife.
Was he granted bail?
So, none that I can remember. I think it was placed at 20 million Ghana cedis, and then they asked for a reduction. I don't know if it was reduced, but so far it's still under investigation, and then prosecution will start shortly. But he is also suing the Attorney General. A lot of people are asking why now. I mean, when the Attorney General came out to say whatever he said about him and his wife in terms of misappropriating state funds and everything, why did he not sue the Attorney General? Because what he's saying is that the Attorney General put out defaming statements against him and his wife, and this was like about a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Why now? That is a big question. Why now? Has he seen any strings he can pull? Is he trying to pull any strings? What is happening? But there's so much happening from the courts today.
I really almost forgot about that case.
Oh, really?
I tell you.
Okay, well, yeah.
I tell you, I really almost forgot about that case.
I think the last we heard of him was about the bail conversation, and then that was
the last I did hear about the case and saw some videos of him being in handcuffs and whatnots, and then after that, I mean, I even forgot that there was something of that sort.
Right.
How quickly we are busy on other things you know.
Other things.
Wow.
And trust me, there are so many other cases we are beginning to forget.
Yeah.
Like what happened, the Airbus scandal.
Yeah.
I mean, the Intim Fojo, and then the whole incident, the gold money
we found, the cocaine, the counterfeit money, and all these things. It's like
good morning.
It's like it's dying out.
Yeah, national security. Good morning. We are waiting for your response, sir.
Please get into the details.
Let's get into our stories for this morning. My name is Augustine Adam Kobby Kyei. Let's start off with the former head of the Signals Bureau, Kwabena Edubuahi, and his wife have filed a defamation lawsuit against the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, following comments made during a March 24, 2025 press conference by the Attorney General. Now, during the press conference, Dr. Ayine publicly accused the couple of various criminal acts. Now, the pair alleged that these accusations were false, damaging, and made without justification. In a writ filed on Thursday, April 24, 2025, the couple is seeking exemplary and punitive damages, describing Dr. Ayine's statement as highly offensive and defamatory. They argue that the remarks made in a widely broadcast public forum have seriously harmed their reputations, both personally and professionally. They maintain that the Attorney General's comments have caused irreputable and irreparable harm to their standing in both public and professional spheres. Per court procedures, Dr. Ayine has 8 days from the date of service to respond to the suit. Failure to do so may result in a default judgment being entered against him. Now, let's put this into proper perspective. We know that on March 24, 2025, Dr. Dominic Ayine, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, had a press conference where he alleged that Dr. Kwabena Edubuahi, the former head of the Signals Bureau, had misappropriated some funds in terms of procuring a cyber security system for Ghana, and it developed into a conversation. We saw some back and forth with Kwabena Edubuahi and then the Attorney General. We saw him appear in court some weeks ago where he says that he's going to prove that he is indeed guilty. Now, why is his wife involved in this conversation? Simply because it is alleged that the amount of money passed through her bank account and was misappropriated in terms of procuring some estates as well as some other properties here in the country. We hope to see the trajectory of this conversation, how the Attorney General is going to respond to this, because per court proceedings is supposed to respond to the suit within 10 days. We know that Edubuahi and his wife have filed this at the Supreme Court. We hope to see the trajectory of the conversation. As always, will be your eyes and ears when the news is breaking. But now let's still stay on suit, as the Minister and the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo in the Ashanti region, Vincent Ekwa-Asafua, has filed the suit at the Supreme Court challenging President John Dramani Mahama's suspension of the Chief Justice, Gertrude Tokonum. The legislator is asking the Apex Court to reverse the suspension on the basis that the President had violated due process because of a pending court application. Now, excerpts of his suit read: an order restraining any step or action from being purportedly taken as part of the process for the removal of the Chief Justice under Article 146 or in any manner until the hearing and final determination of the instant action. An order suspending the operation of the warrant for the suspension of the Chief Justice purportedly issued by the President under Article 146 or in any manner until the hearing and final determination of the instant action. Now, he concludes the writ by saying any further orders as the Honourable Court may seem fit. The Old Tafo Member of Parliament believes that President Mahama violated due process. Let's also appreciate this particular conversation. We know that some weeks ago, President Mahama received 3 petitions for the removal of the Chief Justice. He referred these petitions in line with Article 6 of the Constitution to the Council of State for investigation and determination. Now, what this means is that if the Council of State determines that there is enough evidence to remove the Chief Justice or initiate a process to remove the Chief Justice, well, that is termed prima facie. The President, under Article 146(6), is supposed to suspend the Chief Justice from office and then constitute a committee that would probe into the prima facie evidence that has been provided, and then the processes would follow. We know that the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Vincent Ekwa-Asafua, filed a suit at the Supreme Court where he was challenging President John Dramani Mahama's procedure used to remove the Chief Justice. He says that it wasn't in tandem with the Constitution. We know that when they appeared in court, the state attorneys weren't present. Why? Because they were attending an ECOWAS summit, and therefore they were not able to continue the hearing on the case. But the Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Vincent Ekwa-Asafua, later after the president suspended the Chief Justice some days ago, stated that or submitted a suit to the Supreme Court challenging the president's suspension of the Chief Justice. He is seeking that the president's suspension of the Chief Justice be suspended, and then the Chief Justice, that's Gertrude Tokonu, reinstated back as Chief Justice until the legal processes that were submitted earlier challenging the procedures being used by the president to remove the Chief Justice is done. Well, the president has no right, as he claims, to suspend the Chief Justice. It's interesting, the conversation that is following this. We'll keep you updated as and when anything arises that you need to know. But the acting Chief Justice, Paul Bafo-Bonny, has issued a new directive mandating that all newly filed cases and applications in the country's superior courts be submitted to the office for assignment and scheduling. The directive, dated April 23rd, 2025, and communicated through the Deputy Judicial Secretary, applies to registrars of the High Courts, Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court. According to the memo, all fresh filings, whether cases or applications, must be brought to the attention of the acting Chief Justice to facilitate court assignments or the empaneling of judge lists in instances where there are multiple courts. The directive also covers the fixing of dates for hearing, effectively centralizing the scheduling process under the supervision of the Chief Justice. Now, court registrars across the country have been instructed to adhere strictly to the new order. Let's walk you through the directive released by the Judicial Secretary. And this says, I have been directed by the Acting Honorable Chief Justice to inform you that all newly filed cases and applications must be brought to his attention for assignments of courts or empaneling of judges where there are more than one court, and for the fixing of dates for hearing. Take note that this directive supersedes all previous directives until further notice. Please accept the compliments of the Acting Honorable Chief Justice, signed by Dr. Sycus B. Bakwo, the Acting Honorable, the Secretary of the Judicial Council. Away from that, let's do some government-related stories, where the government has officially launched the Free Sanitary Pad Initiative, a program aimed at distributing sanitary pads to senior high school girls across the country to support their health and education. The initiative was unveiled on Thursday, April 24, 2025 in Accra, with the presence of key stakeholders, including the President, ministers, policymakers, education experts, and representatives from various schools across the country. This intervention aligns with President John Dramani Mahama's broader vision of promoting gender equality and ensuring that every child has access to quality education regardless of the gender or background. President Mahama had previously emphasized the pressing need to address the barriers that girls face during their menstruation periods. Now, during the maiden State of the Nation address, he underscored the importance of removing such obstacles. Now, this program is expected to ease the financial burden on families, improve school attendance among girls, and enhance their overall health and well-being. Now, the president made some remarks at the launch of the free sanitary pad for girls. Take a listen.
And for the first time, I got acquainted with the challenges that our girl child faces in school during their usual menstrual cycle. And it was then I learned that for many of them, for a certain number of days during the month, they refrain from going to school because they are afraid of soiling themselves and being the laughing stock of their peers. And so that pilot was undertaken, but I remember when we tried to pass it through Parliament, for the first time, it sounded very strange. And for those who were in Parliament at the time, they'll remember our opposition bench called it the pad loan, if you remember. And a lot of mockery was made that a government will go to take a loan to supply sanitary pads for girls, because at the time, this challenge was not very well understood, even by members of Parliament. Today, I'm happy that everybody accepts that this is the right thing to do, because it is a natural process of creation. The menstrual cycle our daughters go through every month is just their identity as women. And God created them to go through that so that they can exercise the reproductive function of the human race, so that we can reproduce ourselves. And that is why every month they have to go through that inconvenience. And the least we can do is to support them and assist them with what they need to be able to go through it with dignity and with hygiene. And so I'm happy that today we've reached this point. Everybody accepts that we should invest national resources in order that our girl children can have confidence to be able to go to school without fearing that they will become the laughingstock of their friends.
That was President John Dramani Mahama delivering his remarks at the distribution of free sanitary pads for girls across the country. But now let's bring you an update, but still on the sanitary pad, but with regards to the health of the Vice President, as President Mahama has assured Ghanaians of the improved health of the Vice President, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, stating that she is recovering well and remains in high spirits. Delivering remarks at the official launch of government's nationwide sanitary pad distribution initiative, President Mahama acknowledged the Vice President's absence and shared an update on her condition.
Having said that, I wish to extend the greetings of Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman to all of you. I spoke to her yesterday, and I told her we were going to miss her at this event because this is a program that is very dear to her. She said to say hello to all of you and to say she's recuperating and catching a bit of rest. She's very well, and that soon she will join us, to continue to prosecute the reset agenda.
That was President John Dramani Mahama stating some facts with regards to the current health condition of the Vice President, Her Excellency Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. But now let's still stay in health, as the Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has revealed plans by President John Dramani Mahama to introduce a compulsory foreign language course for second-year senior high school students by the end of the year 2025. The policy aimed at boosting students' global competitiveness will allow learners to choose from a range of international languages, including French, Spanish, German, Chinese, and others, depending on their academic interests. The announcement was made on Thursday, April 24, 2025, during the launch of the Free Sanitary Pads Program initiative. Take a listen.
And dream of Excellency John Dramani Mahama that from senior high school to every Ghanaian student will have an option to choose between one major foreign language, French, Spanish, German, Chinese, or any other compulsory one language to accompany your area of study. That will also be introduced as part of our review of curricula.
Like you heard him say, this is part of government's broader efforts to review the education curricula for senior high schools. We hope to see the conversation that will develop from this, especially the reaction from students if they are willing to embrace this new change in the curriculum. Away from that, let's do health, as the management of the Tamale Teaching Hospital says the ongoing strike by doctors is expected to be recalled off soon, following engagements with the affected parties and key stakeholders. Dr. Salifu Al-Hassan, who spoke on behalf of the hospital management, disclosed that although the strike was first announced through the media, official communication from the doctors was only received during a meeting had earlier yesterday. He noted that the signs are positive and that an official end to the strike could be announced later in the day, that was yesterday, or earlier this morning, April 25, 2025. Let's take a listen to him.
We met the leadership of the Doctors Association of the Tamale Teaching Hospital, and they narrated to us the circumstances that led to, because as management we saw their news, we saw their press statement in the media space, and we were yet to give an official call. And so it was this morning that we met them, and then they told us they were yet to give us a call. And they explained that the officer that was involved in the exchanges was traumatized. And mind you, this is a leader
who trains house officers, who trains residents. So it's like a model, the medical fraternity. It's also the head of the accident emergency sub-BMC. And so if he's down, it affects a lot. Even though on the day of the incident, management invited him and we spoke to him. Yes, and I think we're able to allay the fears. So today we pleaded with them, and then we also took the opportunity to ask the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, who also visited us today, to add their voices, and they did. So we are hopeful that by tomorrow or latest today, we should be hearing good news that they have laid down.
Away from that, the Narcotics Control Commission has intercepted a large consignment of suspected cocaine at the Swiss port in Tetteh in the Greater Accra region during a routine inspection on Wednesday, April 23, 2025. According to the officials, the cargo, which was being packaged for shipment to the Netherlands, contained concealed substances suspected to be cocaine. Now, in total, 73 slabs weighing approximately 89.74 kilograms were seized. 4 individuals have so far been arrested in connection with the attempted shipment. They are currently in custody of the Narcotics Control Commission as investigations continue into the origin, ownership, and intended recipients of the illicit cargo. On your screens are some of the consignments seized by the Narcotics Control Commission yesterday. A total of approximately 889.74 kilograms of suspected cocaine. That's 73 slabs of it were seized yesterday. 4 people so far have been arrested and are in the custody of the Narcotics Control Commission, who are interrogating these individuals to ascertain who the consignments are from and who the intended recipients are. We will bring you conversations or developments from this particular story as and when news breaks. But let's come back to Ghana, and the Norwegian ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Ingrid Molestad, has commenced the jazz musician Alun Wad for us using his music to spotlight African culture. Now, she spoke at the premiere of the documentary Tuki From Roots to Bayo documentary and revealed that the embassy is working on plans to support African artists who promote Ghanaian and continental culture through their work. Take a listen.
Well, you said the word. It's wonderful. I think that the Alliance Française, organizing this for the 10th time in Ghana with their sponsors, is just magnificent. And I think what we've witnessed tonight is just world-class music. And I must say I have enjoyed it immensely. And I think the days to come are also going to bring us much musical joy with first-class performances. I think music tells, in a way, the story. I think the African continent, as such, West Africa, is being promoted right now across the world. Afrobeats, Afropop, Afro-jazz, what he's doing. It's a wonderful way of transmitting culture, origins, history, and I think the world is very receptive. And I think you saw the documentary by Alun Wad as well, showing the link between the African continent and New Orleans jazz, the American continent, how important that is. And particularly these days, I think also friendship and connection across continents is of huge importance. And I think that we have seen an example of this tonight, including Ghanaian musicians, Senegalese musicians, Cuban musicians from Benin. I mean, it's just a fantastic illustration of how her music connects people across borders. As a Norwegian embassy, we are doing what we can to promote music that is both Ghanaian musicians, which have performed at the Norwegian embassy many times, and also musicians from the region, like Alun Wad, who was having an exclusive concert at the Norwegian embassy just 6 months ago. So we are doing our best. We are a small country, a small embassy, but we are really trying to promote culture. We have a cultural strategy, and the idea behind that is just the fact that music, culture in general, binds people together, and that's what we need.
And that's all for the morning news here on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Adam Kobby. Remember, But there's more news if you join us on mx24online.com or join us on MX24 News on Instagram and MX24GH across social media platforms. There's a lot of information for you to consume right there on the platforms. Remember, it's the weekend. Like I'll always say, mind your business, drink a lot of water, get enough rest, because you'll be needed it in coming weeks. Enjoy the rest of the show, guys.
Well, Augustine, thank you so much for coming in with the very best of in-depth stories. I'm very elated of the introduction of, or the tweaking of the curriculum when it comes to senior high schools. I feel it shouldn't be SHS2. I feel it could start from SHS1.
Right.
Like when you are getting into senior high school. So as part of whether science, general arts, whatever it is, you get to choose one compulsory international language because SHS2 at that time you know you are done. You are adjusted to the system already. So if they should look at it again, it should be the time that you are getting into senior high school. And you get to choose whilst you're choosing your courses.
And I was even thinking, is it only going to be senior high school or senior high like SHS2 and SHS3? Because you can do it 1 year and then and
then that's it, and then you forget about it. Yes, because I mean, for the time being that I don't get to really get into a community of people speaking French. There are certain things that I'm beginning to forget. You get it? True. Yeah. So when you get to speak, you get to interact, you get to be in the midst of people. That's when you grasp it a lot. So it's not just a year. Those who went for a year abroad when we were in the university, I mean, yes, it's part of it, but then some people decided not to go. I didn't go. But you get it. I mean, let's be intensive on certain things. You get it. It's a brilliant idea, but how to execute it, I think it will be better. That's why it's good to, involve, citizens as part of policy making.
Sure.
Wow. He'll be minding his business and drinking a lot of water, though. So, all right. Away from that, now let's get into some sports. So yes, there's a lot going on when it comes to sports. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
The weekend is here, and it's time for us to get into sports. My name is Sedina Medman, and as always, down by Betway. Yes, repping large. But we're wishing for the team, West Ham, to do good this weekend. So just go out there. You can stake a bet on West Ham, share the booking code, add a couple of other teams, mix it up, cook it beautifully, and let the sharing go on. Once anyone uses your betting code, to stake a bet, you get to earn 4% of whatever they stake with. That is their wager. So just book your code, share with your followers on social media, your fans in your WhatsApp groups, and also your friends, yes, your old schoolmates. Share with everybody, even your family, and let them enjoy the good business. But the more people who bet with your code, the more money you actually make. So just go ahead. Yes, keep sharing. Book correct codes and share. So whether it wins or it goes south, you still get to earn 4%. Cool. So just log on to www.betway.com.gh and start betting and sharing your codes today. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you guarantee that you're always going to get way more. And remember to always bet responsibly. But on this note, I say, Wagwan!
What's up, man?
I'm good. Yourself?
Ade. Ade like I know day.
How you go talk say you know day?
Ade. That was Ade. Ade. This one we go rep Betway this morning like that, CD.
Yeah.
So this weekend, Liverpool go chop them.
Yeah, they are coming up against a team that do not have a midfield. Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if they draw, that's it. They've won the league.
They need to win. They should just win.
But if worst case scenario, if they get a draw,
if they get a draw, yeah, we'll consider.
They've won.
Yeah.
So you consider? What are you considering?
Whether we'll give it to them or not.
Oh, they've won the league.
As for the league, they've won it too.
They've won the league.
Yeah. I can't say anything about Arsenal though.
Well, we saw it coming.
Oh, we always knew.
We saw it coming with it. Maybe their concentration is on the Champions League. Would you be surprised if they win it?
Would I be surprised if they win it? I'll be surprised if PSG bottle it. Not about surprise for Arsenal.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
PSG is still unbeaten in their league as at now. They've won their league and they are still unbeaten. 0 losses. They are nearing 100 goals scored in the league, not across all competitions, in the league. So they are, and they are no longer a star-studded team. No. Yeah. So I'll be really shocked. But the best team should win.
Okay.
Yeah, the best team should win.
All right.
Your team is also in it this weekend. You are not playing in the EPL this weekend. You've played your EPL game this weekend already, so you are going to be playing in the FA Cup.
That's semi-finals?
Yeah, semi-final against Nottingham Forest.
That's a cracker to watch.
Yeah, and in the other game is going to be Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace.
That's a cracker to watch. If Nottingham, because they've been biting us hard.
Hey, and we'll be doing a special feature on Nottingham actually. I'm trying to make people understand how you can play and get points without controlling the ball.
Where are they on the league now?
Currently, they are falling from their 3rd position because of other games that other teams have played.
So where are they now?
Let me quickly get that for you. But they've been really entertaining to watch.
So who's on the 3rd place now?
3rd place there, Abi is looking like it's Man City.
I know. I just needed to ask you.
No, why are you intentionally doing this? Why you want to know where some people who call themselves Abidjan Blues are?
Abidjan Blues.
Abidjan Blues.
Abidjan Blues. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Man City is 3rd on 61 points. And
who's 4th?
Nottingham Forest is 4th.
Hey, they so want to play Champions League.
I think they should manage the Europa. Champions League will be a bit too much of a dream for them.
But who doesn't dream big?
No, it's different. You see, Nottingham Forest last season were almost relegated. To come through this season and play in Europe is best. But to go play in the Champions League, you'll be punching above your weight.
Oh, okay. So cut your
coat
according to your size.
When Newcastle was going to the Champions League a couple of seasons ago, we were all elated for them. But how did it turn out for them? It turned out real bad. But Newcastle this time, I would want to see in the Champions League.
Because it's a different new shape that you're seeing.
It's a different vibe, you see. Yeah. So.
Well, they've been doing well. They've been really doing well. Newcastle, they've been really doing well.
Fantastic team by us.
Anyways, let's get into the CAF. I was very interested in going to watch some of the CAF, the boys. But the tournament is what I don't get. I mean, your group. So in a day they played all the group stage matches.
No. So yesterday they played 2 group matches for each team.
When did it start? It
started earlier this week on Tuesday. The teams arrived in this country on Monday.
Okay.
In Ghana they started arriving on Monday.
Okay.
Prepared, and then there was a presser on Tuesday, and then we got into the main action Wednesday.
Yes. So Wednesday.
One game.
For
each team.
One game for each team.
Yeah. Yesterday, Thursday, 2 games for each team.
2 games for each team.
Now, today, we get to see the semi-finals, and tomorrow we'll have the finals. The CAF president will be in Ghana to actually hand the trophies over to the winning participant or the winning teams. Yeah, it's a low-key information. Don't worry. Yeah, we got you covered. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can catch that tomorrow.
Okay.
If today would not work for you, you can catch it tomorrow.
What time do they play?
So today's games, that's actually our first story. So let's quickly then just slide into it and give you more information. As Ghana's U15 boys team, they are set to face off with Tanzania in the semi-finals of the CAF African Schools Football Championship today at 2 p.m. at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. Ghana top Group A with impressive wins, including a 1-0 victory over South Africa and a 3-0 victory over Algeria. Tanzania, on their part, secured their semi-final berth with a 1-0 win over DR Congo in their last group game. However, I would want you to also see the fixture list for today. So Ghana would be playing Tanzania much later today at 2 p.m. So the games will be going on in that particular regard, and in other semi-final games as well. With regards to the second semi-final for the men, you've got Senegal. They'll be playing Uganda also at 2 p.m. So I suppose they'll be using a couple of other pitches in the precinct of the University of Ghana. But we have a highlight for you from the initial game of the U15 boys team known as the Comets. Yes, they beat South Africa by a long goal. Check the highlights out. Of the for the men's side so far, or the male side so far, John, I know he's been fantastic. Fantastic. But for the females, yes, Ghana and South Africa will renew their rivalry in the CAF African Schools Championships as they clash in the semi-final of the girls' competition at the same stadium, that is the University of Ghana Stadium, much later today. In that particular one, yes, the game starts at 3:15 p.m. Yes, 3:15 p.m. Ghana will play South Africa and Uganda would be facing off with Morocco. We wish the teams the best of luck. Now, turning our attention to some foreign stories. Over the past 24 hours, we've seen Jamie Vardy announce that he will be getting out of Leicester City at the end of the campaign as they have been relegated. But elsewhere in Europe, other teams have also been relegated. I'm talking about the likes of Ronaldo. Yes, that is, as people normally the original Ronaldo, he owns that particular club. That is Real Valladolid. They have been relegated from the La Liga. However, in other games, goals are from Alexander Soloth, Conor Gallagher, and Julian Alvarez powered Atletico Madrid to a 3-0 home victory over rivals Real Vallecano in that game yesterday, strengthening their grip on the third position on the La Liga league log, with their league title hopes already dashed as a result of a 1-0 loss at Las Palmas. In recent time, Diego Simeone's side, they bounced back to move to 66 points. 6 points clear of fourth place Athletic Club de Bilbao. actually recorded the best goal-scoring season of his professional career. Yes, he's currently scored 27 goals in 50 appearances for the team Atletico Club de Madrid, surpassing his previous best of 26 goals in 56 appearances for his childhood club, that is River Plate. Now let's get to talk some NBA and get into the off-season. I'm talking about the NBA playoffs, and this time it's all about the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons, as Karl Anthony Towns was aggressively, and he was really impressive in the early stages, and Jalen Brunson was also effective in the latter stages of the game, as the team New York Knicks beat the Detroit Pistons 118 to 116 to take a 2-1 lead in their playoff series for round 1. going on in the most one-sided series in the playoff. You've got OKC beating the Grizzlies again. So now it makes it OKC 3, the Grizzlies 0 in that particular series. And the Pacers, the Nuggets actually are down in that series as well. They are down by 1. And it's really getting interesting. More games coming through today. We'll have updates for you. But remember that you can always log on to www.mx24online.com/sports. We were held down each and every time by Betway. Betway is bringing you way more chances to win. This time it's all about being the best and the biggest betting influencer out there. How do you do that? Just place your bet on www.betway.com.gh. Share your booking codes with your friends, your family, and your followers on social media alike, and stand the opportunity of earning 4% of whatever they stake with or their wager. So whether the bet wins or loses, you still earn your 4%, cool as ever. So just encourage more people to use your code so you get more cash. More cash. Remember to always bet the responsible way. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you're guaranteed to always get way more. We're back at 4 p.m. as we dig deep into what will be happening over the weekend. J. G.
Thank you very much, my brother. It's a tough weekend. Tough weekend in terms of sports, not not for us. As Augustine would say, we should keep on drinking water and minding our business. So we'll drink water and mind our business.
Has that even ever worked? I have always wanted to come and catch him here and ask him that question. Has that ever worked? Why? You work in Ghana. You work by the street. You drink your water and mind your business. When you take trotro, you drink water and mind your business. When you are driving, even with AC, you drink water and mind your business.
Okay, guys.
Drink water and mind your business, right?
Now let's get into some entertainment updates right after this. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Everybody, it is entertainment updates right here on the AM Club. My name is Daphne Flashley. As usual, it's the weekend, right? So I'm gearing up to something amazing in the weekend. Good morning, JKD.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. You look, Sergeant.
Yeah. Peace. Tension.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right. I hope you're doing well. You slept well. You had a good day.
As for sleeping well, I didn't sleep well. I need some more sleep. So this weekend is going to be a sleep. Oh, no, I have work to do. I've got work to do.
You have work to do.
Got work to do, but we'll see. Yeah, we need to catch up time to, slumber. It's only God that doesn't slumber nor sleep. So, but we need to slumber.
We need to slumber.
Good. What is happening?
I took a deep breath because like, when someone says that, like, never believe anything that comes out of a human being's mouth is actually very, very true. Never, ever.
So, who's talking and we need...
Aisha Modi, right?
Stone, she loves Stone Boy.
Now it's turned to she hates Stone Boy.
Oh. Oh.
And I'm not even laughing
No,
about
as like you literally changed.
No, I'm saying
but you know the
whole
actions.
Scenario.
Okay, what's happening?
Actions. Now, she's against Stonebwoy now. She had a lot to say. I don't know if you've been seeing the videos. There was one said that she said she's going to gather boys to come and beat Stonebwoy.
Hey.
There's one that she said,
yeah.
you know, Stonebwoy is not loyal. Stonebwoy is this. In fact, she started opening things, saying that one time, one show, Stonebwoy said he was going to pee, ran away, never came back. There's so much that doesn't concern us that she's opening up about. But now people are confused about this because 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago, she said that there was no way she was ever going to talk bad about Stonebwoy, no matter what happens to them. And she said this on the Delay Show. And you know the internet never, ever, ever forgets.
Of course.
Of course, because this particular video then 4 years ago was trending all over social media. And so with this happening this week, we have people who have brought up this video and they're talking about the fact, are you the same person who said that you would never do that to Stonebwoy? So, madam, what is happening here? Yeah, so this is what's happening. Aisha Modi is no more I love Stonebwoy. Well, so let's quickly get into it now. Let's quickly get into what is happening and what is trending. Okay, so we have Aisha Modi here who is talking that she doesn't like what Stonebwoy has been doing to her lately, especially with the Beam natives that are now against her. So controversy has erupted around Aisha Modi, a prominent figure in the Ghanaian entertainment scene and self-proclaimed biggest fan of Stonebwoy, after she seemingly relinquished her title following a public spat with the dancehall king. Aisha had made comments and threats towards Stonebwoy, but netizens have called out her inconsistency by digging up an old video where she claimed she would never engage in a public fight with Stonebwoy even if they had a fallout. The backlash has sparked a heated debate among fans, with many questioning Aisha's sincerity and commitment to her idol. So in case you forgot about this video 4 years ago, we have it. So let's take a look at the video. We'll be right back.
As a Stonebwoy and Kofonia issues at the sentence on Angel Town issue. Now I be a video now. I say, like, oh, fight man literally. But the next minute, when I be a Stonebwoy, ni pana on an econo. Now Stonebwoy is any sunny pacono. I could trap picture. Now it's like you are crying more than they believe. That's not why I'm found. That's why judging more than. No, I'm going to say you should any more of a sort.
One thing is, I mean, found what people think of me, okay, or what people say about me. One thing I made me life, sending me bore me. Say, madam, for new delay, nobody has to talk bad about you, okay, whilst I'm around. Okay. So when you cry now, I say, also be to me far down for no any penny diagro. Na ebia, any pana ye be wa bonti and I say, Miss, and we in Panama. Mean Tessa. That is how I understand friendship in a different dimension of how you related to Nipa. As me ohoni see mean to mean because Stone Kento or no on pekasa. Into send on bay ni biano on kasa. But say me wo na me hu de course so. Na ye be blame a good delay so. Na me eyewitness I me mo be insisibu.
And I'm mostly Nipa ejigina musa so mo do be too much no. Ade ya bechina ntokweso omentem na wono kwa de wo chen ne tanfo se wa wajeje mu say she last Stonebwoy wo china ye be hu na wona na jada mu a wa mi de obi onipa nkasa wotimi twi phone hwe ne ho stay record ekeka na adwenchire obi ne sankofo na ya misuro enti ma mo say ase wo mo timi twi video na wa say wo keka adwen
ya me ka ma adwen
enti isn't there a tendency says sankofo ro mo kire too much love
they be nyame amomisa
into ni Stonebwoy enya ntokwada
samini kwa mini enya ntokwada na Stonebwoy
okay samini kwa pa chese
because me why I great family after I great family a lot of things happen me pe wasem too much am ni unya problem ye de sikan to me miri mu kwa me be kasa cause me ka moment me ba be kasa na me gu me hu ni mate I respect myself so much
ase wakoye awurawura nipa bi e mata ho bi ase won act won to nyom but for stars and one.
That is my star.
So on Solomon no.
Sa na nyame bo me.
Okay, when stars and one a daily.
Enye stars and one, baby I have that kind of favor.
So, from the horse's own mouth. I'm trying to give her grace because I'm like, we are humans, but nobody forced you. That's what I'm trying to give her grace here. Because honestly, JKD, if you watch one of the videos she has brought out, which we can play it here, is threats upon threats. I'll send men to beat you, and now you've done this, and now you are this. She's now opening secrets. Listen, it's crazy. It's crazy. At this point, to me, this is a lesson, you know. Hey! Wow.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Because me, I've seen it before. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it before. So to be honest, I'm not too surprised about this.
Right?
And that is how humans are. You get it? That is how humans are. So nipa su sanet here. Today, that's what I love. I love what my prophet says. I mean, the only person who will fail you is God. The only person who will fail you is God. As for humans, dear, we are humans. That's why we are humans. So today, I'm okay with this person. I can literally say that this person is my ride or die or whatever it is. Even brothers. It was in the Bible, Cain and Abel.
I'm telling you, look at Paul and Peter, Queen, and Jude.
Charlie, that's it. You get it, and that's it. I think the earlier we get to accept that is how human nature is, the better.
And nothing will surprise us anymore.
Yes, nothing will surprise you anymore. When it goes in that way, the best thing is it shouldn't get to an extent where threats start coming in, where someone wadrin bone say ebia sebe opeso ku anaso opeso ye osi anase, you get it. When that gets to that, when it's getting to that point, then it's quite getting extreme. You get it. So as for this one, there is human nature.
It's human nature. Anyway, we're moving away from that, and I'm sure this week you heard something called Next of King. Yes, in the Nigerian entertainment industry, things weren't really going well with the adopted son of Obi Cubana. Now, after last week, Obi Cubana, last week or last 2 weeks, he had a huge 50th birthday. It was literally everywhere. This is the Obi Cubana. Well, this Cubana chief priest, this is the Obi Cubana. But we're talking about Obi Cubana right now. Yeah, so now, something happened in the 50th birthday party that Obi Cubana had, right? He called all his sons and told them that they are going to be next of kin. Yes, so all his sons were very excited. And we have one of his sons who is adopted. Now, in a viral video on social media, his son came out to say...
Which of the sons?
The adopted son came out in a viral video that went very, very viral. I even saw the video, I watched it, where he had his hands like this, saying that it's nothing new. I'm just, ask me, I'll be like this, I'll be next of kin, or something. That was the caption of the and it was funny. Everyone was very, very happy about it. Then all of a sudden, we had Obi Cubana, who posted on his Instagram. And he posted his first son, his first biological son, and captioned it next of kin. Tell me why the shade. There are a lot of people who had a lot of things to say. Lots of celebrities who had a lot of things to say. Others made it funny, others didn't see it funny. But one person that I think their comments stood out for me was Solomon Buchi, who is a Nigerian author. I'm sure you know Solomon Buchi. And so let's quickly see what Solomon Buchi had to say about this issue. Now, he said, coming online to declare your biological son next of kin because of a cheeky post by your adopted son is irresponsible and crass. Obi Cubana could have easily asked him to take the post down, but he decided to publicly remind his adopted son of his place. Don't adopt children if you will not see and treat them like your blood. He said, I've seen Nigerian men defend Obi Cubana, claiming that the adopted son should have known his place. His place doesn't exist because he's his father's son. Adoption means legally taking another child as yours. So an adopted son should have all the rights and privileges of a son. The adopted son said nothing out of line because a week ago, Obi Cubana made a post addressing his sons as next of kins. So the boy probably made the TikTok video on the premise. Publicly throwing him under the bus shows lack of total acceptance. Do you agree?
I mean, because I don't know what would warrant him to come and say, you like throw a shot like that, you get it. And it would have been different if, let's say, it's not, because adopted means it's not your biological child, but you've legally accepted to take care of this child. Now, it would have been a different conversation if maybe it was like, oh, it's the son, but it's different, it's a different mother or something. Then now I'll say, okay, there's an issue between this one and it's the mothers who are, you get it. But this one is not, that's not the picture. So I really don't understand what it is. I didn't see Obi Kubana's post. I've not seen it anywhere.
I saw it.
But I want to find out what kind of post it was as the next of kin. Did he bring a picture of all his sons?
No, it was he and his first biological son.
That he wrote that.
Yeah, so after Phil.
How many sons does he have?
I think 3. No,
3.
4. 4. Yes.
So what he posted was his first biological son.
Yes.
And he said what next
of kin. That was the caption. After the video of the adopted son.
No, I said before. Before, what did he write?
No, so before
the birthday thing.
Yeah, it was the birthday thing saying that his sons are next of king and da 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 da.
Was it a video of him talking?
I think it was a video of that. Now, after that happened, that's the
okay.
Yes,
so who's the adopted
the
one?
The adopted one is the one with the braids, with the black shirt.
The black shirt.
Yes, that's the adopted son. So after that, then the adopted son posted a video on TikTok saying that nothing do me, I'm just next of kin, like this.
But he did refer that they are all next of kins, right?
Exactly.
So
after he said they are all next of kins, then later you go and post a photo of you and your son, like your first son, this one, with next of kin caption.
I think we are the ones.
So that is what Solomon is trying to say.
No, but I think we are the ones maybe taking it out of proportion, because if he posted the first son and said next of kin, and that's the first one, and so he's not. No, he's actually not out of line.
No, for me, I think it's throwing shots because just immediately after your
then that means he's throwing shots to all the rest, the other biological sons too.
Why?
And that means he's because he didn't just because they are also not in the picture.
I think he threw his adopted son under the bus. Now, after everyone had something to say, he quickly took down that post and then posted a photo from his 50th birthday where he said that last we all be next of kin, trying to shut out everything everyone has to say. Fine, I know you've spoken, but the deed has already been done. Like, the deed has already.
I don't get the whole fuss though.
You don't get the whole fuss. I mean, I did agree with what Solomon Bucci was saying, that you don't just throw your adopted son under the bus. No matter how you thought you were trying to do it, it looked like you were throwing him under the bus. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're moving on to Burna Boy. Now, Burna Boy has responded to Obi Asike's recent comment about his struggles to break into the music scene, saying that Asike's statement doesn't even capture half of what he experienced. According to Asike, Burna Boy was once blocked from performing for free because he was from Port Harcourt and not Lagos. But Burna Boy claims that the challenges he faced go far beyond what Asike described. Burna Boy has previously alleged that he was blacklisted by individuals in the Nigerian music industry, including the media, which has strained his relationship with the music ecosystem. He also claimed these actors are still attempting to block him, indicating that the issues still linger. Let's take a look at what Obi said.
I mean, if the artists don't tell you themselves, but Rhythm Unplugged, they're sitting backstage at 5 a.m. trying to get on. Basketball doing a comedy show, they'd be backstage for 5 hours trying to get a slot to perform for free. I'm telling you, this same Burna Boy that's $1 million plus today, they'd be blocking him. Yeah, Nigeria, he wasn't from Lagos, he was from Port Harcourt. To block him, the guy went, bypassed everybody and exploded. Can't be blocked anymore, can he? You know, I mean, and I think that's the beautiful thing about this thing. It's like, people try to do all kinds of things, but you have to actually
Yeah, so as you heard what he said, that this Burna Boy, this same Burna Boy that is now worth billions, was the same Burna Boy that you guys were trying to block. Mind you that Burna Boy has actually been an open act for Shatawale before those times. Yeah, so now, in fact, Burna Boy said that this is not all I went through. I went through so much more. This is to show you that, Charlie, sometimes when people see that you are coming on top, they want to block your shine before you come inside. But you just have to fight a good fight, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you today on Entertainment News Segments. My name is Daphne Flashley. I'll come your way same time this week, but do stick and stay with us on our social media pages as we have a lot coming up for you during the weekend at MX24GH across all social media pages. My name is Daphne Flashley. Once again, I'll see you. Bye-bye. Over to you.
Well, Daphne, thank you so much for coming in with the very best of entertainment right here on MX24 on the show, on the AM Club. Mind your business, drink a lot of water. Today, everybody will get that. Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance to represent a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So please feel free to reach us on 0501-515-124, 0539-135-073, so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Always #here for you. Good news coming in from Telecel Cash. Your secure and convenient cash platform is still offering the lowest charges ever. Even better, sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is still free on the Telecel Plan app, all right? So whether you're paying school fees or sending cash to your favorite people, send it keke. Send it keke. Remember, you can make payments to all other networks anywhere cash transfer is accepted as a means of payment. Dial *110# or download the Telecel Play app today. Now send it keke. Send it keke. That's all right? Yeah, Telecel making sure that comes in handy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for Coffee Daily right here on the show. Time for us to switch it up. Let's get into Lifestyle Daily right after this. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Spices by Miss K started from my love for spice and my love for cooking. My name is Marianne Hammond Kete, CEO of Spices by Miss K. To go into something. I didn't really know what it was. At that time, I was selling handbags aside my 9-to-5. And at a point, I was like, the bag is all over the place. I want to go into something production. So I thought about it again, and then I wanted to do the spice thing because usually I get friends who have functions calling me to do 1 or 2 for them. So I started researching into spices. I started gathering all that I need, and then I started putting my formula down, and that's how come I arrived at the spice blends I have currently. I started doing everything alone, and now at least we have about 2 additional staff.
2 years ni amene no eye. Ochire me ni ama bebre. Ochire me so many je. Metimi ye.
Me ba na me nim hwe. Ochire me ama mahunu ni nyina nso.
It was quite challenging from the beginning because mixing the spice is a lot of work. At a point, I saw the demand for the spice thing growing, calls all over, coming from all over. At that same time, I was at my job. So I had to take a decision between leaving my 9 to 5 and then doing the spice full time. So at a point, I needed to leave. It was quite a tough decision, but I don't regret it because it's been beneficial.
I wanted to prepare jollof, and then I decided, okay, let me just call and find somebody who sells all those things. And then I got to her page on Instagram, which is Spices by Miss K. So I decided, okay, let me just try it out. It's my first time, and in fact, she surprised me. Natural. You would think it was prepared home, like you prepared it yourself.
I started with just a scoop and then a whisk or something. I've been able to buy grinders, I've been able to buy mixers, I've been able to build a factory. I'm on it, I'm not done yet.
My favorite would be her spices option, which we have chicken, kebab, and the others. Personally, my favorite is the jollof spices, which I love so much.
So I would say it started from nothing, but with determination, I don't regret leaving my 9 to 5.
I encourage everybody to buy from her. Trust me, her customer service is amazing. And in fact, she has time for her customers, and that's the most important thing for me.
In the next 5 years, I'd want to see Miss K being an international brand and a household name in Ghana. Anything spice, just think Miss K and you have it.
Me da Spices by Miss K ase. So I tell me juma beble ameni agin.
It's good to always start something on your own because it makes you more responsible and it makes you set goals that you make sure that you hit. I have nursed mine and I love the way it's going, and I hope it grows older than it is now. My name is Marian Hammond Keite, CEO of Spices by Miss K. Ghana grows, Hope Day.
Ghana grows, Hope Day.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another word first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
I am the businessman I am today because I scoured the world to find that feeling my clients want to wear. Yes! This country makes it its business to inspire at every moment. Here, there's a feeling that can only be South Africa. So come touch, taste, and live South Africa. There is so much more to see.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles, you were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
So welcome back from that quick break. This is still the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Kojo Dasabre. Now let's get into Lifestyle Daily. But before that, healthcare should be affordable and accessible to everyone regardless of financial status. With this in mind, Equity Health Insurance introduces the Micro Health Plan, a cost-effective health insurance solution tailored for market traders, artisans, small business owners, and low-income earners. For as little as 52 Ghana cedis per month, you can access to outpatient and inpatient care consultations with accredited health professionals, emergency medical assistance, essential medications, and diagnostic tests. The Micro Health Plan is built to ease the burden of healthcare costs, ensuring the quality medical services are within reach for individuals and families. Secure your health today. Contact us on 0509-339-414 or 0509-969-0102 to enroll. Equity Health Insurance is always #here for you. Now, with Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking, with options for our innovative 20-liter bottles that come with a tap and 18.9-liter bottles. Your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean and hygienic Jibu water flows through them for your consumption. Whether you need a cool drink to quench your thirst or fresh water to cook your meal taste its best, Jibu water is the answer to your clean water needs. Order for your clean water now by calling us on 0209-845-817 or visit our website at www.jibuco.com/GH for more information about our brand. Jibu Water, a better life. Now let's get into today's conversation. We're discussing the advocacy for the boy child, #Boy Lives Matter. We will explore the mental health of boys and ways we can empower and support them in today's society. I'm very, very elated to have Dr. David Rex Orgen. Is it Orgen or Organ? Or Orgen?
You get it right, Orgen.
Orgen. Oh, I got it right. Nice. He's the founder of Inspire Mind Global. And of course, a brother from another mother. He owes me, and he knows. Ghanaian Online Journalist Kobby Kyei is in the house, and they're all wrapped in, I know when Kobby starts something, he goes in all big. So you will see the branding everywhere. You see, somebody was even asking me this morning that, what's with the zebra crossing? And I'm like, no, Kobby doesn't just shove things around. It's somewhere, and he will definitely bring it back. So, I mean, it's time. This one comes in, and then this one comes in, and then this one comes in. But good to have you, gentlemen, in the house. And I would like to start with Doc on, this whole boy lives matter. Doc, do you have sons?
Yes, I have 2 boys.
There we go. There we go. But for anybody who doesn't know about Inspire Mind Global, quickly, could you just let us know what it's all about?
All right. Well, thank you again for having us here and giving us the privilege to talk about what we can do to help our community. So to viewers around the world and around near and far, would want to just let you know that Inspire Mind Global is an organization that basically relate to the minds of people. We believe that the mind is like a car engine. And if you are basically driving a car without a good engine, then naturally you're going to suffer a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah.
So essentially, Inspire Mind Global was inspired by the mind of people.
Yeah.
That for us to become really good people in the community, in the family or anywhere else, you have to think well, act well, and know what the brain is all about.
Yeah.
So I founded Inspire Mind with the notion that being a mental health expert myself, working with people around disabilities, intellectual disabilities, which also comes with the mind.
Yeah.
I kind of thought it would be proper to start an NGO that focus on the mind. I've learned from Kobby that branding is all about what you need to do. So if your expertise is in selling kenke, you do things within that. So my expertise is working with the brain. So we came out with the name Inspire Mind Global, and the headquarters is based in Columbus, Ohio, where I live.
Okay.
We have branches in South Africa, Dubai, Germany, and Ghana. Global, our intentions is to be able to, knock the whole world. With the emphasis on this. I'm also happy to share with our viewers that I am author of books.
Okay.
One of my books that has become best-selling author is this book I have in my hand is called Dealing with ADHD. ADHD is acronym of Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, which is an underlying a mental health issue, which is a disorder that comes with bipolar, depression, anxiety, and stress. These are all disorders, and I believe that Inspire Mind is being wired to be able to promote and advocate for mental health around us. So that's basically where we are.
Wow. I wish this was radio. I would just giving you some claps right there. And then, But anyways, it's fantastic to know what Inspire Mind is all about. It's all about the mind, and I love that. Now let's get into boys' lives matter. When I did hear my brother start this, and I was like, this is it. I mean, the voice. Because anytime a man wants to talk or a boy wants to talk, it's perceived in society that we are Bema. Inti Bema nsu, Bema nkasa, Bema nyesi, Bema nyesa. You need to be hard. You get it. At the same time, too, whilst being hard, deep down, you're crashing down.
That's right.
So when I saw it, I was like, hey, I dream because I was so elated about it.
That's right.
That someone has decided to finally champion the cause so that boys can be able to, be helped. That's one. Be able to have that equality. Because it's almost as if when we talk about Father's Day, everybody is like, no, the mothers. It's loud enough. But when it's Father's Day, it's like, down the drain a bit. Not to say that we don't celebrate our fathers enough, but hey, when it's Mother's Day, it's here. When it's Father's Day, it's quite here.
I know.
So there needs to be that equal representation. But I want to ask you, Kobby, I mean, why the need for us to get into the lives and the matter of boys?
Thank you, Kojo. A very good morning to everyone listening. I think that over the period, I've always make sure that I advocate for things that are related to humanity. Nothing more, nothing else. Because I believe that as a community, we need to place emphasis on protecting our environment and the people that live in the environment. Growing up as a child, I noticed that, and I use myself as a case study, in my environment, school, church, the priorities that are set for females or the girl child was more
than that of the boys.
Which I clearly understand the genesis, because history told me that years ago, the attention was on the men because the women were not on the forefront.
Okay.
And so I understand, if you remember those days, or back in the days, Nana Kunedu Ajima Rollins, you know, the 31st Women Movement, it was just to champion the fact that we need women at the forefront. Now, the mistake they did was that when they were trying to measure that equality, they failed to also empower the boys along with the girls. Because if you empower the girl child and you leave the boy child will grow up to, the girl child who has been groomed will grow up and then will meet the stubborn child who wasn't groomed. I posted on my timeline a few days ago that I literally never heard my parents telling me that, Kwabena, I love you. I'm going to school, Kwabena, take care, I love you. I never had that, that sort of affection. You understand? And so growing up onto becoming a blogger, looking at the space, sometimes I get a lot of DMs. Kobby, there's this issue that I want to talk about, but I'm shy. The boys, you know, agenda boys are going to be on me. In churches, you go to church and it has always been about the women empowerment. And if you go to the Ministry of Gender, I stand to be corrected. But the Ministry of Gender, that is supposed to be a balance, you know, having treatment for the both genders, they always focus on the girls.
Yeah, we have it women and children.
Women and children. Thank you. You know, so I started and I said that no, I need to raise that awareness in making sure that boys also have that voice. So that people out there who, you know, you remember what happened at the University of Education, Winneba, where a boy had to commit suicide. All these things are matters that we need to raise. When we have the boy child coming up to share his opinion on social media, he will ask himself, are people going to laugh at me? If you should approach your mom and say that, Mommy, I'm going through this, how are parents even treating the boy child at home? Because obviously, and I also stand to be corrected, when a parent, generally in African settings, parents seems to care more for the girls than the boys. You go to school, and when a boy and a girl, they do any mistake in the class, they tend to punish the boy more than the girl. They can ask the boy to go and read. Or run around and ask the girl to go and wash, dishes. So the mindset, and when I drop that hashtag, it's crazy everywhere. So for me, it is fulfilling to know that I've been able to come up with this, and by God's grace, I had my doctor friend who had a partner, and this is not just a campaign, Kojo, it's a movement. It is a movement that we all have to come on board and change the narrative that we need to give a listening ear to the boy child.
Fantastic, well said. Now, Doc, as a parent and having two boys, and you know, Kobby just touched on the affection and how the role that parents would play. Now, with regards to even your book, the anxiety, the depression, what society wants, or how society wants to see men to be or boys to be, with all that put in place, what's the role of a parent in this?
I believe that it is really important for parents to begin to look at playing a major role. I'm seeing this as a movement, as a brother said, that can really catch fire, because the society in which I live, men are out of the equation. You go to most homes, they are either incarcerated, and so boys are growing up without fathers. And hardly do you hear most people talk about their father. It's all about mothers. And I believe that we have to change the rhythm here. I understand from a cultural perspective as Ghanaians that our parents expect so much from us as boys. But how much did our parents invest in making us the boys that they want us to be? Some of the things that we can do now for our boys is, on my 61st birthday, my 2 boys, I spoke to them passionately, and I was telling them that I want to consider them as my brothers. Because guess what? Being a father placed me in so high that sometimes they have to weigh their words, what they need to say, and that kind of thing. But giving them the privilege to see me as a brother, it means that, Dad is a brother to us. We can really talk like brothers, you know, and that breaks the barrier and makes it feel like, you know, we can tell our dad anything. And that's is one of the things that's missing in our society, that our fathers, you can't go to them and talk to them. And I believe our mothers play a very unhealthy role, that when it comes to discipline, you know, so the fathers are like a tyrant in the home. So whenever you hear your dad is coming, you feel like, oh my goodness.
You're afraid.
I'm afraid. Maybe I should have done this or whatever. And in my home setting, using myself as an example, one of the rules that we do is we've talked to our children that we are going to love you equally. So if any of my boys or my daughter comes to my wife and say, hey, Mom, this is what I need to do, Mom will say, have you spoken to your dad? So that okay is always there. And there are things that Mom will say, no, it's not okay. And they think they can bypass Mom and come to me. And I also say, no, what did your mom say? It's not okay. So there has to be an agreement, an alignment between husband and wife, so that the kids will feel okay. Now the emphasis is on the boys so much here, because one, the boys are going to grow to be future husbands. And what kind of conversation are we having with our future boys who will be somebody's husbands? How much do they know? It's all like book, study well, study well, study well. But grooming them to become good fathers, to love their wives, to respect their wives, to be there is what is missing. And I believe that this conversation would help these young boys to begin to realize that we too can be molded to become the future better husbands and role models in society. It is often said that behind every successful man there's a woman. But who made the man? Who made that man? So it owns on us as parents to begin, especially our fathers, speak to your boy child that, hey, one day you're going to be this. And charity begins at home. Start right now. I have an expression that I say, the best way to begin is to start. So start right now. Begin to articulate the things that you want to see in your future.
Let me add a bit to the parenting. One of the key things that I've also noticed in our cultural settings is the fact that when I grew up to become a father was when I realized that our mothers had a lot of disadvantage statements against our daddies. I'm saying this because mothers have to find a way to communicate to the children when daddy is not home. Because when daddy is not home, there's this perception that the women create around the children that you see that daddy's not home, but this time you see he's not out, he's out there, you know, your dad is stop. When he communicates certain things to the child, it breaks him. Sort of have some fear in him.
Yeah.
Most fathers go out there to work so hard, and when they come home, they can't share their emotions.
Yeah.
How often, I mean, you go out there, you work.
Yeah.
Imagine you go home and your wife is telling your child that you see the time daddy's coming home.
Yeah.
Daddies, they go through a lot.
Yeah.
But it is difficult for them to. How many times have you seen wives calling their husbands at midnight to ask them, how was your day?
Yeah.
How did he go?
Yeah.
Sort of bring the emotions of the man or the husband out.
Yeah.
Few women will do that. That's why you don't see men coming out to complain.
Yeah.
Because you see, you're too too.
Yeah.
But if you are going to create that enabling environment where men or boys can speak, that will help. Again, let me use you as a case study. I don't know your environment and your background, but almost about 90% of the married men that I've communicated with, that before they were getting ready to marry, it was up until the engagement day that they had family members advising them, you know, your emotion, your work on your temperament, your emotions, take off your wife. Because growing up, their parents never had conversation. But your wife, however, had that, you know, treatment or conversation. The upbringing of how to take care of a man and all that.
Yeah.
And even on that day, that at the engagement ceremony, the people who are advising you are not even your parents. They are family, uncles and people. Yes.
Yeah.
Who don't even know you, who don't have any emotional ties or connection with you. So if, for instance, you are my son and you're going to get married, and I never had that emotional connection with you, and this man who is a visitor or an MC comes to advise you that when you go, make sure you do this, you do this.
And I think that's even wrong.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, if we're having... We are MCs, so when we're done, we get to hear, okay, into no baby yejuno a futu. The futu, I expect the parents to be able to say somebody who I know. You get it, because for the entire being that I've been with you, you've not been able to even tell me that when you are going to do it this way, do it that way. But how is it that an uncle or someone somewhere that is distant will come and tell me, no, say. Do you expect me to really listen at that point? I think it's a crucial thing that
it's a big movement.
It's a very big movement. And I think we have hashtag boys lives matter. But very soon, men will come and say, do it, men, boys, men lives matter. Because, you know, they'll be like, no, men too need, you get it. But I love the fact that it's boys.
Because of the rudiments, you have to start from somewhere.
Exactly.
And also, you know, based on what we're talking about, what comes into my mind right here again is, think about it. You're ready to get married, right? Your dad will probably call a senior brother or family head and talk to you. And the things that you hear is, and Emma else will talk, they call worry. Those are the conversation. And the next conversation is, do you have a good job or something? Do you think you'll be okay?
Are you stable?
Kind of. And they lead you on to go marry. And the few advice that you got from the engagement or the wedding ceremony, that's what the package you're going to live your life with. Here get married to my wife for the first time. I've never been a father before. My father never talked to me about what to expect.
Exactly.
Now, I presume that my wife had the privilege to hear some good stuff from her parents, right? So she has an expectation from me that I don't even know what to. So the conversation here is to begin to have a dialogue for a boy child to begin to realize that, look, the voice of a parent is an authority figure that can never be missing. So we definitely want to talk to our boys, talk to them and let them know that Sagre and Yenkwalagro, you are going to be a role model for life. I remember when my kids were growing up 5, 6, 7 years ago, 7 of age, and I was asking, who is your role model? I have some videos, and my 2 boys say, Daddy is my role model, Daddy is role models. But as they kept growing, I don't know whether they still kept the idea that it was a role model. Because Daddy became so busy, as Kobby said, going back and forth here and there. And when the attention is misdirected, that's where it becomes another conversation. So it's really important that we begin from home. Don't wait when they tell you they're getting married. Then you give them some few advice because that'll be too late.
And the mothers must also be part of this conversation. I had an email yesterday from a woman who is in London and said, Kobby, when I saw the hashtag, I was blown away because I have, 2 boys. I am a mother, and we need to be part of this. And another one also had told me that she has about 3 girls, and he said, if I don't join this campaign, these innocent girls will grow up to meet the stubborn boy child at the top. So what am I going to do? Because I am doing my best to raise my girls. What about the future boys that these girls will meet in junior high schools, in senior high school, in the universities, in their career? How were these boys? And most of men in Ghana, people say we are not romantic. It's not that we are not romantic. It's not something that
we weren't taught.
How to communicate with your wife.
Exactly. If you're not taught how.
Exactly.
You would just perceive or see what
in
this
movies,
person did, and then you move.
Read,
Exactly.
So women, everybody, as just as we give the women empowerment, women must also support this, so that we can also push this movement.
Well, we have just a few time to go, and I want us to just dive into 2 dimensions. One would be, yesterday I did see that when the government was launching free sanitary pad for the ladies, then you came to mind, and I was like, okay, if this is for the ladies, what is being done for the boys? You get it. So question here is, what can the government identify that is maybe a rising canker amongst boys, which they could take it up, and we could also, rally behind? That's one, because this is a movement, as you just rightly said. So I know steps will be put in place. Now, the second one will be with the hashtag Boys Lives Matter too. Are there certain things already identified that are going to be pursued? And what's the calendar like? So that anybody watching out there can also join in, or whatever force they can put behind this, they can equally do it and do it in the right way.
So what we're going to do is that, like you mentioned with the sanitary part, those are physical things, but it has a connection with the mindset. So we are consciously making sure that we change the narrative on how we raise the boy child psychologically. Because sometimes, I keep saying, I spoke to one guy who I wanted him to interview Doc, and he said, he doesn't interview, things that are related to mindset and all that, because he focuses on probably finance. My question here is that if you are focusing on finance, if you don't train the mindset, how can a person, manage his finances? So what we are going to do is to create that program, mentorship programs. To change the mindset. We are going to embark on a junior high school tours, senior high school tours, university tours, to create that awareness, because it starts with the mindset. So that's what we are going to do. And what we are also going to do is that we are going to launch our website. It's ready. I mean, it's ready now, where you can sign up as a member if you want people to mentor you. If you also want to just come on board to sign up to mentor other boys. That's what we are going to do. So a lot of steps, and if you have any idea, we are welcome. This is not just about us. I mean, we have started, but it's a serious movement that we need. Private companies, the government, Ministry of Gender, Ministry of Youth, they must come on board. Let's create that plan in making sure that, because if you go and share the sanitary pad to the girl, in that village, I went to a village where the Okada boys are giving these girls 20 Ghana cedis. They buy them pad and then they sleep with them. And that's a documentary that I did.
Wow.
So you will go there, if you don't even have the sustainability plan for these girls in providing them the sanitary pad, now you have consciously left the boy child. Yeah. They are going to maltreat them. Yeah. So it's a mindset, first of all, create that awareness, have mentorship session, and create that enabling environment where they can voice out, what they go through. I'm sure Doctor also has something to say.
So the added value that we are going to empower the boy child is, again, the psychology of the mind. Yeah. Because very necessary. We've been abused in many ways. Yeah. Some grew up with fathers not at home at all. Yeah. And some actually also came to the marriage with stepchildren. And they went through so much that they feel like, I'm not accepted at home, so I can do anything that I can do. So basically, our mentorship program is going to work in such a way that we create counseling sessions to help boys who have struggled and change their mindset. And some have said to themselves that I will not marry at all because of what I saw in my father's house. And it's out there. But we are speaking to you. If you're hearing us this morning, we want you to know that we are here for you. We are here to make a difference. We're here because we believe that it is a time that we have to come together and create this awareness. It's starting in Ghana, but it's going to move throughout the whole world. Because we believe that boy child matters. They need to have that voice to stand on their own and become who, because we are Christians first, we say who God has made them to become.
Okay, so moving forward, now you said the website is ready. When is it going to be launched? And what are the strategies? Maybe you have a calendar. We do know that maybe subsequently it will be out and everything, but top of the head, how does this work now as we speak?
So the full details, definitely is going to be shared on our social media platforms.
Is there a separate social media handle for Boys Lives Matter? Or
yes, so we are about to create. Your show is the first, giving us the audience. The first TV. So
for starters, when you did hit me up, I was like, this is something that's laudable, and we need to really amplify this. So why not? I'm a boy.
So you're going to be part of the history makers.
And again, it's imperative that on our show like this, you tell all the stations out there to give us the audience, because this is a movement that would stop here. And we welcome the opportunity to be there to share with them what we have in plan for the boy child.
That's very imperative. So we're looking forward to the website. We're looking forward to the movement, the social media handles now. The amplification is now being done. So we were really excited about that.
We launch it here.
It's been officially launched, duly launched on MX24. Of course,
first time ever.
On the AM Club, and it's hashtag Boys Lives Matter. And for those of you who are hearing this for the very first time, you want to voice out or whatever it is, you could do well to just follow Kobby Kyei on his social. Just send him a DM.
And if you want to share your story with us too, we can come to wherever you are just to inspire others. Because I've seen messages where people have come out of some of these challenges, and now they are very successful young boys. And what they went through, they want to share it. So if you want to share your testimonies and have some guidelines with regards to what boys can also do. Don't hesitate to hit me on my DM, and we'll come to wherever you are. This is going to be like nationwide, like the global thing.
Most definitely. And when it comes to the mind part, which of course everybody, people don't really think about it, that everything starts
from the mind,
from the top. You get it. So if anybody wants to, also reach out to, Inspire Mind Global, how do we go about that?
Yeah, we obviously we have our website is www.inspiremindglobal.com.
Okay.
We have daily articles that we have. You can sign up for free, and we talk about mental stuff every day because we believe that treat your mental health as your physical health.
Yeah.
And sometimes we push the mental stuff behind. Yeah, say but that's not the case.
Yeah.
Because financially, if you are really down, that's mental health.
Yeah.
If I cannot pay my school fees, that's a mental health.
Yeah.
Me get me wouldn't be worried and say, oh, mommy pressure. That's a mental health. So these are things that we don't think about. It can put us through depression, it can put us through stress, anxiety, and so everybody watching us, that's not minus you, everybody. You need to begin to think through, and if you are looking to do anything related to your mind and mental, just check us on www.inspiremindglobal.com, and we will be happy to help you.
It's a pleasure having Doc here with us, Dr. David Rex Orgen, and of course my very good brother Kobby Kyei. It's all about hashtag Boys Lives Matter. The hashtag is on, is duly launched, as they did say right here on the AM Club. Please, I mean, and as we did say, this is not, the tag boys doesn't mean it's just for boys. The women out there. Yeah. This is the time we're also saying that, yes, we've been behind you. It's time for you to also be behind us.
That's right.
Do you get it? Because I should feel free to be able to come to any female friend or my wife or whoever it is, or a female figure, to express what I'm feeling and not get there, oh, so you're bear my team. You know, you are boys. I mean, it's boy stuff. I mean, Charlie, I mean, become hard. No. I mean, you should be able to give me your consent and advice, the best of advice that you could get. I mean, we also, boys' lives matter. That's the whole thing.
That's
hashtag Boys Lives Matter. Doc, Kobby, thank you so much for coming through. It's been a
Thank you
pleasure
too. I want to say a big thank you to Root Prints. And so he has sacrificed to do our shirt for us, the logos, everything. So Root Prints, God bless you so much. And everyone out there, if you want to support in kind and cash with ideas, I mean, let's collaborate. This is not for myself and Doc alone. It's for Ghana, it's for Africa. And I mean, it will shock you to know that it's not just Ghana. A lot of African countries, and even the world at large, you don't hear boys calling. This is the first time in history I'm hearing.
That's right.
I'm actually hearing Boys Lives Matter. The whole world. I don't know if you've seen that. I mean, people don't think about a boy child. So this is something that we all have to embrace, irrespective of where it's coming from. Let's embrace it. And thank you so much, MX24. I think it was last minute, but you accepted to jump on it. And so when this thing goes globally, we're going to give the credit to you.
Most definitely.
For doing your team. God bless
Thank you very much too as well. So there's more coming your way right here on the show, but do remember, hashtag Boys Lives Matter. Yeah, the hashtag is on, and we'll duly make sure that at the end of the day, this is going to be a good cause for us all. We'll be right back after this. Please don't go anywhere.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Hi, my name is Ruki. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion, and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My number one choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
Produce unparalleled content like you've never seen before. You're welcome to the VGA Esports Show, where we'll be producing top-level esports action and the gaming stories from all around the world.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
This is what we want, because without media, people can't hear. And VGA approach in creating the content, how they put the graphics together, it's much more appealing. And as I said again and again and again, they have documented our space in video, in graphics, in sounds as well.
VGA Esports Show, coming soon on MX24.
Thank God, indeed, it's a Friday. Yes, we're talking Junction Aerobics. Yeah, time for us to stretch. For those of you who don't like stretching, for those of you who feel like you eat all the junk and you won't exercise, you won't come for Junction Aerobics. You fall down, you sick, make no call, because we amplify it as much as we can so we can keep fit. Now, This man normally would just join on Zoom or we won't even see him, but today we are excited to have him. Reggie is in the house, and we've got Maccarthy too as well. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. What about you?
Reggie, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. He's always the busy man looking for the money and chasing all around and all that. But it's good to see you anyways. Yes, so Junction Aerobics.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
I love it when it's amplified every single month. It's good that it's every single month, so that when you feel like it's dying down, then it rises up.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Reggie, what are we to expect this time around?
This time around is the usual exercise that we'll be doing with the Easter vibe attached to it.
Okay.
And two of our coaches are also they celebrated their birthday during the week.
Oh,
and
nice.
So Coach Richmond and Coach
AD.
Okay.
Yeah. So the energy level tomorrow is going to be very, very high.
Okay.
Because we'll not just be celebrating them, we'll also be celebrating the lifestyle experience that we always bring to our customers. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing something on the screens right now. Junction Heydays.
Yeah. Junction Heydays. Junction Heydays. So in the month of Easter or April, is the month where we celebrate the death and the resurrection of Christ. And more, we think it's just right to also give back to our customers. And so we're having what we call the Junction Heydays, where it's a sales activation month where we reduce things to as low as 70% discounts on products. Decathlon had promotion running 60% on almost all their products. Other shops are also doing wonderful things like CompuGhana, Pandora, Telefonica, and all the others. And so within 3 weeks, within the month of April, in the first week of May, we have sales activity within all the shops in the mall, and also have weekend activities that will keep the entertainment aspect of the mall very, very up.
Wow. And with activities I'm seeing on the screens, we've got live band, family weekend, shop and win, Easter festivities, cultural display, Junction Aerobics, of course, and many more. 70% is a good deal. It's much more of a huge deal. I mean, that's 70% off. So, hey, that's I wonder why people don't take advantage of things like this. But, wow. Mr. Man.
Chairman.
So tomorrow, I mean, I love it when there is a different vibe to it, because I remember we had someone all the way from Ivory Coast, and it was all about the fusion of and then I mean, so this time around, is it a normal thing, or we should expect something top of the roof?
So we are not people that we learn something and then we throw it away.
Okay, so
that Jambula style, we incorporate it, our coaches incorporate it, and they are doing wonderful. Last month we had it. They did wonderful.
Okay.
We had the Jambula,
okay,
Ivorian music, and all of that blending in the aerobics, and then they executed the task. So tomorrow, like he said, we have 2 birthdays. We are celebrating 2 birthdays, so they are all ready.
We'll cut cake.
Yeah.
You know, guys, we are not cake kind of guys. The best.
But the ladies are going to come too.
Yeah, but the best birthday gift we can give out to our customers is to let them be fit, and that's why we are doing the aerobics for them tomorrow, for them to be out there with us, to just lose the weight, the calories they gained over the Easter period. People went to Kwewu, fun. They are back in Accra.
Do you know how we got to know they are back? The traffic.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, traffic situation.
When they left, Accra was
everything was okay. Everything was okay. Then all of a sudden, mad traffic yesterday. I was like, okay, they are back.
They are back.
So yeah, that's what's happening. Our coach will be there, ready. The coconut stand, smooth shape, life healthcare center,
making sure that we're
Junction Mall to organizing this, collaborating with Decathlon.
I see Jibu.
Jibu will be there. Yes, Jibu will be there as well. So
great.
Jibu there, they're everywhere now.
Water,
you
fresh
need water, and it's free. All this is free. Mostly people think you have to pay to actually be part of it. It's free. So just come to Junction Mall at Nungwa Barrier, right in front of the Decathlon store. Let's work out. 7 a.m. is the time. Don't be late.
I got a DM from someone who said that he would have wished that this was done every single Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know whether if you received that. Me personally, I received that. And I was like, oh, my people come through. I'll definitely discuss with them.
So it's something that our participants always ask for. And so what we do is that during the week, we have sessions, which is also free for participants that will come in. So after, I think, 5 p.m.,
that's 6
p.m.
6
every day.
Every day.
There's somebody there to assist you to do that. And on the Saturdays, every Saturdays, we are now trying to put that together where every Saturdays we'll have it and climax it at the end of the month. So it's something that is in the pipeline and very soon it's going to happen.
Okay. And tomorrow, are we still going to be, you know, shopping and getting discounts? That's the same thing for the Heydays, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So after the aerobics, shops will be opened. Shops open by 9. You shop before you go home with the family.
Okay.
You can also spend time at the kids' playground. You know, the kids are on vacation. Okay. So there are a lot of kids-focused activities happening at the center.
Okay. Another thing that came to mind, I think someone also did raise that concern was, okay, if I come and let's say I get injured, some ways I don't know why I get injured. How am I going to be taken care of and all that? And then I was like, I'm not the one to speak about it. Let me have you guys speak about it. Is there something stationed, or that's where Life Healthcare Center comes in?
Yes. So we have a clinic in the mall. That's Life Healthcare Center. So they are our partners. So anytime that you get injured, they are open. They will take care of you for free as part of being part of the partnership. So that is already sorted. Yes.
Other members that you've realized that these people, they've been like consistent, you know, from day one till now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
many.
Of them.
Yeah, many.
And then we have this matured citizen.
The Reverend.
Yes.
She's a Reverend.
She's in the 70s or 80s.
I would say 70s.
Yes. You're kidding me.
She started like 5-6 years ago when Decathlon opened.
Wow.
Yes. Every Saturday she's there with us.
And then
every Saturday. You should see it.
I mean, these are the real MVPs. These are the people that we need to most definitely keep.
Yeah.
And wow. Anything else I haven't covered?
So for us, we're inviting all to be part of the aerobics tomorrow and also be part of our activities for the Junction Heydays. Choose the Junction Mall during this period till the 4th of May and make sure that you shop with us and win a lot of goodies.
Maccarthy, anything else?
Well, I'd like to thank Junction Mall for this platform, keeping us healthy, the community as a whole, because they were asking actually, but then we Decathlon, it wasn't in my power to actually start it.
Yeah.
It was Junction Mall initiating it,
Yeah.
and then we had a chance to be collaborated, and now I got a chance to actually communicate to the community that we started.
Yeah.
Now, God being so good, they're actually happy, and it's keeping them going. It's actually getting them to actually go into the gym and work out again. Because at first they were being lazy.
Yeah.
But now they know every month they'll go for Junction Aerobics. So it's now bringing up the exercise lifestyle in them. So they are really happy. And I just want to thank every sponsor, part of it, Jibu, Life Healthcare, the Smooth Shake, Coconut, everyone doing such an amazing job to make this event a success each and every month. So just want to
and I would also want to thank MX24 TV.
Most definitely.
You guys have been with us from day one, and we appreciate your support, and we hope that we grow together in this endeavor.
Most definitely. Well, this is it. Is Junction Aerobics and of course Junction Heydays, and take advantage of this, guys. We don't like the fact that someone would, you know, later on want to buy something and then go like, oh, now it's expensive. Meanwhile, this is 70% off. Come on. Take advantage of it. And it only happens when you are there, whilst you are done, you know, burning all the calories and making sure, and sometimes praying heaven that God, 1, send me a husband, send me a wife. 2, God, give me a helper. 3, this, 3, 4, you know, and feel like, oh, I cannot talk to this person. Who knows? Whilst talking to the person, maybe that person could be your next helper, or could bring you your next business, or whatever it is. So socialize. It's a form of socialization as well. Yeah, so please, Junction Aerobics happening live tomorrow. Make sure you're there, 7 a.m. sharp at the Junction Mall. Reggie, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so there's this initiative that we do in February. Okay. That's the month of love.
Okay.
We put out donation box to raise monetary funds to support an orphanage within our community. Okay. So today we'll be doing some donation from the funds we received and some monies that we got from management. Okay. We're doing some donation to the New Life Nungua Children's Home this afternoon to also celebrate Easter with them. Okay. That's when we raise the funds in February, we then give it back to them in April, during the Easter period, because that's when you show much love. Yeah. So we'll be doing the donation today.
Rightly said. This is in the right direction. Thank you so much for coming through. So there you have the Junction Aerobics. Tomorrow, Junction Mall, 7 a.m. That's the place to be. Come stretch your arms, stretch your legs. Definitely. All right. So guys, wow. Oh man, it's been a splendid week, if you ask me. And thank you so much for being a part of MX24. We're always, delightful that you are part of this family. And yes, we've been serving you nothing but the very mind your own business. That's all. All right. My name is Kojo Dasebre. You know what to do. Give us a follow and give myself a follow too as well. Yes, Kojo Dasebre. And make sure you follow MX24GH. Get acquainted with us on our socials and anything you want, to be a part of the family, you want to send something across, please make sure you do so. And have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you same time next week where we're refreshed to bring you another nice moment on the AM Club again. Till you see my face again, it'll be bye-bye for now. Enjoy your weekend. See you.